Back to Torah Od, Parshat Yitro. We'll do this mime at the bottom of 146. Bottom of the first column, 146. So it says, all by Matan Torah, the whole nation saw the voices and the flames of fire and the shofar. He says, why was it necessary to have shofar blowing at Matan Torah? Did they not need, did they need a musical accompaniment? And now with that, there's no better music. If they need music already, they're better instruments than a shofar. So why in the world was it a concept of shofar by Matan Torah? So he says, the Inyan is, the sound of a shofar is simplistic, voice, like a tchiyah, u'matul amen throws fear, which is kol charada, the voice of trembling. Like it says in Yitaka, shofar bi'iv amla yecharadu, if they blow shofar in the city, the nation won't tremble. Like the Rambam says, the sound of the shofar is an awakening for tshuva. So he said, what's the inyan of shofar? The inyan of shofar is simplistic voice that causes fear. The same thing by Matan Torah, it says, Vayhi ke'elusav rakim, the kol shofar chazak me'ed. The Yechad, there was a very powerful voice of the shofar, and everybody trembled. Why is it called shofar? Why is that instrument called shofar? It says, Al Shem Shifru Masechem. It says, shofar comes with shapir, better. Shapru Masechem, better your actions. That through the level of shofar brings down here the level of enjoyment, of einik, pleasure. That through this we bring down tainug, the level of pleasure from Torah mitzvahs, and now it brings down the level of tainug from above. It's the source of all pleasures. Meaning like this, why by Matan Torah did they need to shofar? Shofar awakens the level of tainug. Tainug is connected to the essence. Yeah, but pleasure is connected to your essence as pleasure. Rotzi means I want something, I'm drawn to it. Tainug has nothing to do with anything else. I'm the one that has the pleasure. So Tainug refers basically to Yechidah Shemenefesh. So he says, Matan Torah brought down the level of Tainug, and that's what Matan Torah accomplished. So he says, to explain this, Kinei Tzarech Lahavin in your Matan Torah. To understand the whole concept of Matan Torah, Harigam Kei, the Matan Torah, Hayu Tzadikim and Aviyim. Before Matan Torah, there were righteous people and there were prophets. Like it says, K'mei Adam Erishin, Chanech Misushalach, and Avram, Kiyem Kol HaTorah Hashalei Nitna. Like it says, Vayishme Mishmarti, he says, but the Hayazeh Beruchni. It's good many times. It says in the Medrash that the mitzvahs of it reichis hayu. Reichis is like smell. Aval anu shemen turek shmecha. By us we have the actual oil, not the smell. Meaning like this: before Matan Torah, they did mitzvahs. They were tzaddikim. They were neviim. Noach learned Torah. I mean, the people kept Torah, many of them, and yet it's different. Now the Rebbe is asking, so what changed? What changed in the fact that Torah was now given to the physical world? What happened? What was the greatness of Avram? He kept moving onward, Negba to the south. We'll soon see what that means. That Avram Avinu was always going and traveling, which is a level of Ratzav V'Sheif. Okay, so he says like this: Avram Avinu's Aveda, like we know, the Medrash says he was a Merkava, it was the chariot, the horse of Hashem, which goes only where the rider leads it. Avram Avinu was so bottled to Hashem, wherever Hashem wanted him to go, so to speak, that's where he went. He was a perfect Jew. Now, the Rebbe says in Tanya, when a hand gives tzedakah, at that moment the hand becomes a Merkava Hashem. But the next minute the hand could do something wrong. The Avis, Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov were 24/7 a complete Merkava Tashem. And what was their Aveda? What was the Aveda of Avraham Avinu? Holech v'naseya. Basically, is Ratzav v'sheif, coming and going. So he says, Ma inyan Ratzav v'sheif. What is this concept of going and coming, you know, what is it all about? So he says, it says, Eis Shalom b'mreimov. It says in the pasuk, Eis Shalom b'mreimov, Hashem makes peace on high. And the Medrash says, what does that mean? What peace, what fighting is there up there that Hashem has to make peace? Peace means there's a fight, you have to make peace. There's no fight, what are you making peace for? So the Medrash says that there's fire and water. Michal is water, chesed. Gavriel is gvura, which is fire. Fire and water, normally, he says, fire extinguishes, well, evaporates water, water extinguishes the fire. But Hashem makes peace up there between Michal and Gavriel, they coexist. So he says, Sheyesh a Shemayim, normally there's a Shemayim, but up there, the water doesn't put out the fire. Why does water put out fire? Because they're opposites. So therefore, why? Water puts out fire. But Lamaila, there's no problem with fire and water. The fire doesn't put out the water doesn't put out the fire.
Why does he only mention that water doesn't put out the fire? He doesn't mention the opposite?
Because the water puts out fire is much clearer. Evaporation, you don't see. You know, when you cook something, the heat makes evaporation. You don't see it as clear as when you put water on the fire and extinguishes it.
But it's the same.
What?
The action is the same. The reality is the same.
Yeah, it says the Loshen, Mayim doesn't put out the Eish, and the Eish doesn't put out the Mayim. What?
What's the fight between Gabriel and
Chesed and Gvura are two opposites. I mean, in our language we say a fight. Is there a fight between water and fire? Well, I'm asking, is there a battle between fire and water?
if they are confronted?
Okay, so
The question is,
so Michal and Gavriel are two opposite angels. One's Chesed, one's Gvura.
fighting between themselves?
Again, it's spiritual and it's not the water.
It says that they don't.
No, that's why it's a Shalom b'mreimov. Hashem makes peace. Without Hashem making peace, they would fight.
Exactly.
Right.
They are at fights. They are at odds.
Okay, so when he says, Locheire, the movan, Locheire is not understood. Eich shayach leimer b'mreimov, eich shumayim. How can you say up there fire and water? There's no fire and water up there also. Mao mecha mayim mecha b'nesa eish. And what does it mean in the spiritual sense? The mayim puts out the fire that you need to make a peace. So he says, Acha'inyin, eish and mayim is a level of rotze v'sheif. Fire and water is going and coming. Meaning, fire goes up, water comes down. U'kenei she say the eishu belev. Like the Alter Rebbe says in Tanya from Bayreuth, he says in the name of the Tiviim, meaning the scientists, medical things. She say the eish belev. Where is the origin of fire? Is in the heart. That's where the heart is warm. The brain is mayim because the brain is always cold. B'chinas rotz is the level of rotz, the longing. And like it says, imrotz lipcha. It says lipcha daika. It doesn't say imrotz your brain. It says lev, because lev is the source of warmth. Hainai de bin or liba. Sheyosim, what is this fire in the heart? Sheyosim aliba, when he understands. He is bein and migdos in Sal Baruch, when he meditates into the greatness of Hashem. Shekishmei kein hu. Like his name is Ein Leisof ve'Ein Leitachlis. Like Ein Sof. What does Ein Sof mean? There is no end. It's infinite. Meaning there's no beginning and end. Ve'rak heidei aleretz. Only the ray of Shema is on earth. U'malchus ch'malchus kol elam shekol elamim elamim chayus v'kayum v'savos miyayin liesh. It comes in the level of malchus, which is only speech, which is only ha'ara ba'alma. His pashtus is say, which is only a manifestation of the person, which has nothing to do with the essence. 146, second column. He's complete. Hashem himself is really completely removed from the world, not in the level of Mala, not the level of Sefer. He says like this: how do you stimulate the heart for the ratzu, the longing? When you start meditating, that all the universe is only the name, and it's only a ray of the name, because Hashem himself is so removed from the world, that his baininess creates in the lev an enthusiasm to become one with Hashem. Ashal Kain, and therefore, because of that meditation, his soul would desire and long to become one with the essence of Hashem, to cling to Hashem. So therefore, what's the inyan of Ratzu? He says Ratzu comes from the level of understanding. That's why he said Bina Liba, because Bina is understanding. Understanding stimulates the heart. Chochma is Mayim. Chochma is like not connected directly to Bina. Chochma and Bina is also Mayim and Eish. Bina relative to Chochma is actually fire because it stimulates the heart. Bina is, Chochma is more bittul. Bittul is not a stimulating of the heart. So he says, what's the level of Ratzu? The level of Ratzu comes about, the Jew longs to become one with Hashem. How does a Jew long to become one with Hashem? He meditates into the greatness of Hashem, how super great he is, and therefore the heart has a burning fire and burning enthusiasm to become one with Hashem.
Without the shuv, Ratzu is in trouble.
1 second, you're going to explain shuv. Yeah, not in trouble.
Not in trouble, but
Disarray.
1 minute. L'chein achayis ratzu v'sheif. Therefore, the malachim, the pasuk that says achayis ratzu v'sheif refers to the malachim, the chayis hakodesh. Ki b'yeris amasing in achayis animshach lehem. Mikdush yitzayitzav baruch hu shein le'yisav v'tchila. Why do the malachim have this ratzu v'sheif? Because the malachim, because of their greatness, understand, like the Rambam writes, even the Rambam writes, that the malachim have a greater understanding of Hashem. And therefore, when it says these malachim are higher than these malachim, the Rambam says it doesn't mean physical, he's on a higher step. It means a greater understanding. Some certain malachim have a greater understanding of Hashem than the lower malachim. So then, when they have this understanding, they burn like this fire, in the level of desire. Okay, so therefore he says like this. This longing is constantly coming and going. It's always there to want. And he says, that's the concept, Val Ishech Shukosech. When the pasuk says, Val Ishech Shukosech, but after they ate Adas, the Hashem punished, Chava's punishment was one of the many, Val Ishech Shukosech, you're going to desire your husband, which refers to the Eish, the fire of the Neshama has this chukah, this desire, Libot of Cholo Ba'ar Ein Sof Baruch Hu. Shall have his elamei. So that's the level of Ratzu, right? Ratzu is a level of desire to leave and become one with Hashem. But then you need the level of shuv. Like we learned many times, our Chaim HaKadosh says that Chassidus brings down a lot, that the sin of Nadav and Avihu, kavasam lifnei havaya vayamusu. So the Chaim said, but Chassidus brings it down, that Karvasim, what was the sin of Nadav Avihu? They got to a level of Lifnei Havaya. They had such Avayamus, and therefore they died because they didn't have the shuv. The neshama longed to go out, and therefore they didn't have the shuv.
What is the shuv of the angels?
1 second, he's going to explain. And this level of returning is bebechinas yisei ramayim shebemayach, which is koyach ma pishpato ma yadaita, meaning it's a level of like you don't understand anything.
when somebody's lifnei havaya, why would they want to shoot?
Huh?
When somebody's lifnei havaya, I mean they're all...
Hashem wants it to be down here.
That's how Chassidus explains the Dalit shenichnasu lepardis for Chachamim. Reb Meir, Acher, Ben Zayma, Ben Azai, they went into Pardis.
Not Rabbi Akiva.
So what did I say?
Rabbi.
I'm sorry, Rabbi Kiva. When they went into Pardis, Rabbi Kiva, Ben Azai, Ben Zayma, and Acher. So this one cracked up, this one died, this one went Meshuggah. I mean, this one became an Apikaris. Rabbi Kiva Not in our Gemara's version, but the version of Ein Yaakov says, Nichnas b'shalom v'yotze b'shalom. So students ask, why does it say Nichnas b'shalom? V'yotze b'shalom. This one died, this one created. And Rabbi Kiva, Yotze b'shalom. Why does it say Nichnas b'shalom, Yotze b'shalom? So Chassidus explains, why was it by Rabbi Kiva Yotze b'shalom? Because he went in l'chatchila b'shalom. Meaning, he understood l'chatchila that the going out is not the ultimate is coming back. So his attitude going in caused him to come out okay. The other ones, they saw this level of elokus, they came into Pardes. It's like exactly Chassidus says, none of an avio is the exact sin of the Dalit Shenichnos in the Pardes. But the bottom line is, why should you want to shoot? Because that's what the Eibishter wants. The Eibishter doesn't want, it says in by Chassidim, it says, I think Mr. the Rabbeim said it too. When a Rebbe says a Maimed, the Rebbe always used to put a wrapper handkerchief around his hand. Yeah, but the Rebbe always kept it on the table. But the other Rabbeim was on top of the table. The Rebbe always kept it on the table. So it says why? Because when they say a Maimed, such a gilu of elokus, they want to hold on to something gashmius to stay here. There shouldn't be a rotza without the shuv, so to speak. So they need the thing to hold on in Gashmias, they have the shuv.
Same as the bread and butter,
With the what? But
bread and butter,
yeah, with the bagels. The bitcher, the Masman, was in America a few times as a Friedrich Rebbe Shliach. Then when he came back to Europe, he was complaining about the American Jews, how low they stooped. When he said how low they stooped. They would eat bread and butter, but they would smear the butter on the bread. He says, you such chutzpah. You eat bread, you eat butter. You have to smear the butter on the bread? That's how, like they say in Yiddish, that should be our problem, that we smear butter on the bread instead of eating a plate. Okay, it says, the level of shuv, zeh shuv le'echot, shashuv ugam kem b'chinas echot. Hinei, the b'chinas shuv, b'china madrega zu, in this level of shuv, ein amayim shebemoyach, berav and asimoyin sheyisedo eish shebelev, this mechaben eseish l'gamri. This water doesn't really quench the thirst of the neshama. Doesn't quench the thirst of the neshama. And therefore, the Yisneifa Ideza Mimadrega Tzman Vatshuka Shabalev. He says like this, even when there's a shuv, which is a level of mayim, because shuv means to return, mayim comes down. So the mayim actually cools off the rotzu, that there should be the one-way rotzu without the shuv. So shuv cools down the rotzu that you shouldn't get carried away. But nevertheless, the rotzu is still there. It's just cold a little bit off by the water, by the shuv. There's gabere, because the heart has power even to be more powerful. In the level of eish and simoin. The heis and medur of eish shalevis. Azabi yasereis, like it says in Sefer Yetzira, eish mimayim. And there's also common mine eish. There's also many types of fire.
The purpose of shuv is to set the rotzu to go higher next time?
Yeah. But as long as the shuv is still there.
Did you just say that?
When you go up and down, so every time you go down, you go higher up.
But rotzu is already the same.
Let's speak a language that people will understand. You make a lot of money in business, that causes you to invest, which is really shuv. So you read that you're losing money. That causes you to a higher profit. Then it causes you to do
spend.
Huh?
Spend. You spend back into the...
Right, it keeps going. But hopefully, if a guy's a businessman and he has mazel from Hashem, and he knows what to do with his money, so then it goes up and down, up and down.
That's my question. This guy has already made so much money. What does he want to do to Satan?
Okay, I said, did you ever see a guy who make a lot of money and stop? If Kesser Lee is Bekesser, the Pasuk says. Shlomo was a very smart man. He said, a guy that loves money will never get full of money. You know, food you get fuller for a while, but money, never.
Which is when, did he just say that Seichel brings down the Eish of the lever? Doesn't kill it? Is that what he said?
He's saying that the shuv of the level of Ratzav Shuv doesn't destroy the Ratzav,
Tempers it.
because then it's no good, then it's negative. It keeps it, but it just limits it that it shouldn't get lost.
Tempers.
But now it makes it go to a higher level. Because once the fire got diminished, then you want to rejuvenate the fire and get it going.
And also, I was going to ask you this at the end.
Let's just see this, 1 second. Avram Avinu was always the level of Yisnotz of a Sheikh. Eish, Umayim, Eish, L'mayim, Mimayim, L'mayim, L'mayim, Eish. Again, like he says, you have Eish, Mayim, it keeps going up and up and up and up. And then you have the Eish higher than water, water higher than Eish, Adrei Mamaylis, until it becomes Mamish complete bittul with Hashem. But then, because it's done in a way of Ratzav Shuv, it's not a one-way ticket. You get bottle over there and Gendikt. Because then you don't have Aved anymore, you're dead. So it keeps going in a way that even though you reach the highest of levels, you're still doing it in Gashmis. And that's why the Ovis, yes, they were a Merkava, complete Bittul to Hashem, but they were still doing mitzvahs. I mean, they were still alive in a physical way. What?
Before you said that Chachma and Bina contradict each other.
Correct. Chachma is called Bina's worm.
But Shneur didn't scratch.
Husband and wife is Chachma and Bina. Correct? Okay. One aspect is Vayu L'Baser Echad. Okay? Now the rest I'll leave up to you. Achine.
Again, what's the difference between Chochmah and Bina?
Chachma is the initial flash, the spark. You get the brainstorm.
But why is that?
But it's not developed yet. Then Bina develops it. Just like the husband gives the seed, the sperm, which is a drop, and then the wife broadens it for 9 months in pregnancy. That's Chochmah and Bina.
Which one is Seichel, which one is Midas? Bina is Midas?
Bina is Seichel, but it creates Midas.
Right, so
Who gives birth to the baby? Not the
Bina
father.
Is Ratzu? Which one is Ratzu?
Bina is Ratzu.
And Chachma is
Chochmah Shuv. Chochmah is
What
cold.
What makes Chachma?
Chochmah and Bina is Eish and Mayim.
What makes Chachma cold? I mean,
Because Seichel, intellect, is cold.
since
Bina is
when
already when
Bina
it's
not-
creating
not
Midas.
intellect?
What?
Since when is Bina not intellect?
I'm saying,
I mean,
but
the essence of
Bina
intellect
is
is-
connected to the Midas.
Not yet. I mean, it's really it's 99% intellectualization.
The Inyan of a mother is, amongst many other, you have to be careful today. The Inyan of a mother is to have children. The Inyan of a mother is to have children. The purpose of Bina is to create Midas. Seichel, Chochmah, Bina without Midas is negativity. The Rebbe Rashab said, whoever learns Chassidus without bringing, only as a scholar of the intellectual aspect of it, without bringing it down into practicality, he said you should have never been created. The purpose of Chochmah and Bina is that it should come into Midas. In last week's Parsha, Mamish, the last pasuk, the Yud K is not complete, the Kisei is not complete, Yud K al case, Yud K, case, not Kisei, not Yud K Vav K. The name is not complete with Yud K. Yud K is Chochmah and Bina. When is it complete? When there's Vav Hey, when there's son and daughter. Then when there's Midas.
So why does the process of Seichel start with Shuv and then Ratzu? Chachma and then Bina, it should be up.
No, because the lapel in Avodah, you have to have first the purpose of the, like you said, Nichnas B'Shalom. Why did Rabbi Kiva have the, because the Ratzu was the Chatchilu with the intent of having it not to leave but to stay.
You already knew it that it's coming down.
Correct. So in other words, a Jew, why did Rabbi Kiva Nichnas B'Shalom? Why is Chochmah first Bina? Why is mine before Eish? Because you know what's the purpose of it is to be the Shuv, not the Ratzu alone. That's no good. He says, okay, so this was what Avram Avinu lifestyle was, Ratzu v'Shuv. Chene calls el b'mailas madreigs ruchni yisraelim b'mailas hatzadikim ha'heichel ufnei olikim u'mayis malachei yesharis. But this level of Avram Avinu is the level of Avram Avinu and the angels. Achlei kol adam zeichel hazeh, but not every person merits to be Avram Avinu or Malachim. I told you, we had a mashpia in Australia, he called a certain bacher Malach. He nicknamed him Malach. So he said, why did he call him Malach? It's Ednishke Mensch. It only works in Yiddish. If a guy is not a mensch is a decent human being, okay, a proper person. He said, why did he call him angel? Because he's not a mensch. He's not a good.
Mensch also means a person.
Kol adam zeichel zeh sheyara olav roch mimarim. Love lebechinu madregel yes tamid halach v'neseya. But l'chayra, not every person could be the level of Avram Avinu. So in other words, Alter Rebbe is saying like this: Avram Avinu did need Matan Torah. He had Aved of Ratzav V'Shayv by himself. But not every Jew merits that level. So he says, Lazen nitna Torah, which are mitzvahs gashmiyim. Basi gashmiyim. Therefore, Hashem gave us physical mitzvahs. Shebahem val yodam. Yochel koladim gamkin lias bechinas holach v'naseya. And now the Rebbe is going to explain it. Bottom line is, in order for us as normal people, not great tzaddikim, to have the level of Ratzav V'Shayv, we need physical mitzvahs. Avram Avinu didn't need physical mitzvahs. Avram Avinu had the proper Aved of Ratzav V'Shayv and Ruchnias. But by us, we can't reach that level, so he gave us this. Because even in the physical mitzvah, yes, gamkin eishemayim. There's also in Torah mitzvahs. There's also fire and water. Torah mayim sheyadim mimakim gavei lemakim namuch. Torah is called mayim. Like Torah is always likened to water. Rabbi Kiva gave the mashal of fish and water. Torah is always hiker called sameh l'chula mayim. Whoever's thirsty, go to water. Means if your soul has a thirst, go to water. V'nikra al teimlu mayim based palmim mayim oyenim is yamach. Okay, it's late.